everybody, welcome back to Coffee and Cosmetology on this lovely Wednesday. Today we are going to be discussing something that I have heard time and time again. I hear it over and over. It's never ending almost. But we're going to talk about why your hair didn't turn out exactly like the picture. So yes, it is it's actually recommended that you bring a picture to your hairstylist, or even several pictures. You can pick out different things from each picture that you want for your hair, for your end result. Yes, we want you to do that, 1000%. It's really a lack of communication between the stylist and their guest. So if you have ever gone home and vented to your friends or even to yourself, looked in the mirror and said, well, my hair doesn't look like the picture that I showed her or him. What is wrong? Like, what's wrong? Why didn't they do it right? Whatever. That's usually because your hair is a different texture and a different density than what is in the picture. So another thing I want to explain to you guys, the pictures that you bring in, those are finished, styled pictures. Okay, so if I had a nickel for every time a guest sat in my chair and said, I want you to cut my hair to look like this. No, that's a styled end result. So for your hair to look like this, you're gonna have to style it a certain way. I can teach you how to do that, but there's no haircut in the entire world that is gonna make your hair look like that every second of every day. Like, you just have to style it. Anyways, that's a whole other thing. So a lot of times, because we work in the service industry, a lot of bosses, managers, things like that, they'll say, well, the customer is always right. And I know you guys have heard that a million times. But unfortunately in this industry, no, the customer is not always right. You can have thin, fine hair and want huge Texas hair all you want, but it's not going to look like a picture that you bring to me. I can 1000% guarantee it's not going to look like that unless you get extensions. And by all means, go ahead and get some extensions, because that's going to make your hair a lot fuller and you can have a style similar to the picture that you're looking at. But because of that motto, the customer is always right, a stylist will cut and style your hair the way that that picture is done, but your hair is not going to look like that. And instead of explaining to you that you have a different texture and density of hair on your head than this person in the picture does, they just do what you want, do what you ask them to do, and they don't educate you at all. They don't explain. It's like, I can cut your hair like this and I can style your hair like this, but it's not going to look like this. And then explain to you why. So another one, which actually just happened not too long ago, one of the students at school cut a girl's hair who has naturally curly hair, and she said she never straightens it, so we cut it curly. And then her sister or her mom or whoever convinced her to let them straighten it, and what do you know, it doesn't look the same when it is straight. So I think it was her sister that straightened her hair that day, and her sister took a picture of the back, and yes, it's uneven and it looks crazy because we cut it curly and then your sister straightened it. So that's another thing, you guys. If you have curly hair and you even might straighten it one day, we have to cut it straight. Otherwise it's going to look cray cray when you do straighten it if we cut it curly. Also a whole other thing. So when you guys are looking for pictures to bring to your stylist, please pay attention to the texture and the density of their hair. Because again, if you have thin, fine hair and you bring your stylist a picture of someone who has like twice or 3 times the amount of hair that you do, and you can tell that their hair strands are a little bit thicker than yours, okay, so your hairstylist will, again, most of the time, she'll do that haircut and she'll try her hardest to style it the way that it looks in the picture, but it's not going to turn out like that. It's not going to turn out anything like that. And then you're going to go home and you're going to be upset. Well, it doesn't look like the picture. Well, I mean, look at the difference in the hair, okay? And yes, that is on the hairstylist. She or he should explain to you why it's different. And I am not one of those. I mean, obviously, I'm a slightly rude stylist, so I've never been one of those to be like, oh yeah, we can totally do that for you. No. I'm gonna tell you how it is. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not gonna be a turd about it. I'm not gonna have like this little bit of attitude or whatever. I'm gonna sit there and explain to you, I'm sorry, I can do this, but it's not gonna look anything like this. And that just goes along with, again, people with thin, fine hair, it's limp, okay? So they want all the volume. So they come in and show me a picture of this person with twice the amount of hair and all these layers in it and stuff, and oh, look at how nice and fluffy it is back here. Yes, okay, so here's what I can do for you. I'm not gonna do this haircut. I'm not gonna put all these layers in your hair because then it's gonna look like you're bald, okay? I don't think you want that. Clients, guests, please, when you're looking at pictures, find someone with the same type of hair that you have. Stylists, please, when someone brings you a picture with totally different hair than they have, don't do it. I mean, do it. Okay, explain why it's not gonna look anything like that, and if they still want it, cool, do it. But I guarantee 99.9% of the time, and this is from personal experience, when you explain to them why it's not gonna look anything like that, they're gonna say, okay, well, what do you think? You're the expert, you're the professional, so you tell me what you think is gonna be best for my hair. And it's as simple as that. And again, I'm gonna go back to the doctor reference. You don't go into the doctor and say, well, I want this because I think this. What? No. You're gonna tell the doctor what is wrong, and then he is going to diagnose and tell you what you need to do. It's the same exact thing. You go in there, tell them into a salon, tell the stylist what you don't like about your hair, what you want for your hair, and then we'll say, okay, here's what I can do. That's all it is. So, any questions, comments, or concerns, just leave them down below, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!